A woman sits under studio lights, her hands folded, her smile faint. The host asks about her career, and the words don't come. For a second too long, silence fills the air. This is Donna Drake, once a bright face in Hollywood musicals, now caught between memories and secrets too heavy to speak. Her life was built on performance, but the stage extended far beyond the camera. She sang, she danced, she kissed Bob Hope on screen in a scene that looked playful, yet carried a truth the audience never knew. To them, she was a Mexican-Irish beauty, exotic and charming. In reality, she was Eunice Westmoreland, a black woman from Florida, passing as someone she was not because the system left her no choice. Every step she took in Hollywood came with the risk of being unmasked. Every headline celebrated an invention, while the real woman stood in the shadows. The applause was real, the laughter was real, but the life behind it was a lie she could never escape. Jacksonville, Florida, 1914. A baby girl named Eunice Ola Westmoreland enters a segregated world. Her parents, Joseph and Novella, are African American in a city where that fact alone determines where you can live, work, and dream. The Westmorelands pack up their family of 7 and head north to Philadelphia when Eunice is still small, searching for air to breathe. In Philadelphia, Joseph finds work at a chili parlor. Money is tight, but something extraordinary happens in that modest restaurant. Little Eunice starts performing for customers. She doesn't just serve tables. She sings, she dances, she transforms the space. Customers come back not just for the food, but for the little girl who lights up the room. Her mother Novella watches and sees what others might miss. This child has something special. Not just talent, plenty of children can carry a tune. Eunice has that indefinable quality that makes people stop and watch. But this is 1920s America. For a black girl with dreams of entertaining, the doors are mostly closed. The stages that welcome white performers have different rules for everyone else. Novella knows the odds. She also knows her daughter's gift is too bright to hide in a Philadelphia chili parlor. She starts making plans. If the world won't open its doors, maybe they can find a way to slip through the cracks. Teenage Eunice arrives in New York City with her mother and an unexpected companion, a white girl named Renee Villion, who also dreams of show business. This isn't random. This is strategy. On the nightclub circuit of early 1930s Manhattan, 2 girls performing together raises fewer questions than one girl performing alone, especially when that one girl's racial identity might close doors before she can even audition. They bill themselves as sisters, an exotic sister act. Renee's presence provides cover, allowing the light-skinned Eunice to exist in an ambiguous space. Are they Italian, Spanish, Mediterranean? The audiences don't need to know. The club owners don't ask too many questions, as long as the act brings in customers. Under the name Una Villon, sometimes spelled Villon, Eunice works the chorus lines in Harlem and Broadway nightclubs. In 1933, performing at Manhattan's Paradise Club, she catches the attention of producer Earl Carroll. Carroll is known for his elaborate, risque revues. He sees something in this girl who can sing, dance, and command attention. He hires her for his new production, Murder at the Vanities. The costumes are scandalous, some of the skimpiest on any Broadway stage. Carroll markets her as an exotic attraction. The word does heavy lifting. It means not white, but not black. It means foreign, but familiar. It means whatever the audience wants it to mean. But in 1934, Renee Villion makes a choice that changes everything. She's getting married. She's leaving show business. The sister act is over. Eunice stands at a crossroads that isn't really a crossroads at all. Reveal her true identity and watch her budding career evaporate, or create a new lie and see how far it can take her. For someone with Eunice's ambition and talent, there's only one choice. Eunice Westmoreland disappears. Rita Rio is born. By 1935, she's fronting a 12-piece all-female swing orchestra in New York. Rita Rio and her rhythm girls tear through nightclubs with a sound that makes people move. She doesn't just sing, she plays multiple instruments, arranges music, leads the band with a presence that commands respect in a male-dominated music world. NBC Radio gives her a spot. Her voice travels into homes across America, though listeners have no idea who's really behind the microphone. The nightclub world of 1930s New York runs on different rules than polite society. Here, talent matters more than pedigree, but danger lurks in the shadows. Rita Rio attracts attention from powerful men, including one whose name appears in police files more than social columns, Louis Pretty Amberg. He's part of a Brooklyn crime syndicate, known for violence that makes even other criminals nervous. He once stabbed comedian Milton Berle with a fork during a disagreement at a club. Rita doesn't run from him. Maybe she sees protection in his dangerous embrace. Maybe she sees someone else living outside society's accepted boundaries. Their relationship continues until 1936, when Hollywood calls. Eddie Cantor needs a singer for his musical Strike Me Pink. It's a small part, but it's Paramount Pictures. Rita takes the train west, leaving Amberg and New York behind. While she's in California, news arrives. Amberg has been murdered. His body found bound in a burning car. The FBI wants to talk to Rita Rio. Federal agents sit across from her, asking about her relationship with the dead gangster. She lies with the ease of someone who's been rehearsing for this moment her whole life. She barely knew him, she says. She knew him as Mr. Cohen, a respectable businessman. He was always a gentleman, she insists. The agents believe her. Another secret folded into the growing collection. 1941 changes everything. Dorothy Lamour, now famous as Hollywood's sarong queen, remembers a talented friend from her struggling days in New York. She's making a film called Aloma of the South Seas. They need someone who can sing, dance, and play a Polynesian island girl. Dorothy thinks of Rita Rio. Paramount executives watch Rita's screen test. They see potential, but not as Rita Rio. The studio's publicity department goes to work creating a more marketable identity. In their version, she was born Rita Novella in Mexico City. Her father was Mexican, her mother Irish. Both worked in restaurants, a touch of authenticity borrowed from Eunice's actual father. They craft statistics like building a character: 5 feet tall, 90 pounds, blue-green eyes, half Mexican, 1/4 Irish, 1/4 French. Every detail was designed to explain her appearance while avoiding any suggestion of African ancestry. Rita Rio vanishes. Dona Drake emerges. The first name, pronounced Doch Ne, is exotic enough to sell the image, but simple enough for American audiences to remember. Paramount's creation is complete. They have their new Latin starlet, ready to fill the roles Hollywood loves: the spicy señorita, the mysterious beauty, the ethnic other who decorates the background of White Star's adventures. To maintain this fiction, Eunice does something that speaks to either determination or desperation. She learns Spanish, not just phrases or accents. She becomes fluent. When reporters greet her with "Hola," she responds naturally. When cast as Latin characters, she speaks with the authenticity of someone born to the language. It's method acting taken to an extreme that would destroy most people. For Eunice, it's survival. 1942 becomes Dona Drake's year of triumph and secret history. In Road to Morocco, she plays Mihirma, an Arab beauty who creates a love triangle with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. The role includes passionate scenes with Hope, played for comedy but revolutionary in ways audiences can't recognize. With Drake's real heritage unknown to audiences, the scene stands today as one of Hollywood's earliest interracial kisses, filmed long before the industry openly acknowledged such relationships. The audience sees a Latina playing an Arab. The truth would have caused riots in some theaters. Star-Spangled Rhythm showcases her full talents. In this star-packed wartime musical, she performs On the Swing Shift alongside Marjorie Reynolds and Betty Jane Rhodes. She shimmers across the screen, her voice powerful, her dancing electric. For these few minutes, she's not playing an ethnic caricature. She's just Dona Drake, performer, holding her own among Paramount's biggest names. The war effort embraces her, Her photograph appears in Yank, the Army Weekly. Soldiers pin her picture in barracks from California to Europe. One college fraternity votes her the girl they'd like to have in the backseat of a car, without gas and no ration book. Wartime humor that makes her laugh in public while something else entirely happens in private. Because in private, there is no Dona Drake. There's only Eunice, and she's in love. William Travilla is 22, a talented costume designer who will one day dress Marilyn Monroe. Donna is 29, though Paramount claims she's younger. They meet on a film set. 10 days later, in August 1944, they married in a small Santa Monica ceremony. The marriage exists in legal limbo. Their wedding took place while California still enforced anti-miscegenation laws. On paper, she was Mexican-Irish, which meant the marriage was valid. In reality, it was an interracial union that could have ended careers had her background been exposed. They kept the wedding a secret for a month. When gossip columns finally report it, they frame it as a whirlwind romance between a Latin beauty and a rising designer. Nobody asks deeper questions. Meanwhile, Eunice's parents remain shadows. Joseph and Novella Westmoreland can't attend their daughter's wedding. They can't visit her at Paramount Studios. They can't stand beside her at premieres. Their daughter is becoming famous, and they must pretend she doesn't exist. Or rather, she must pretend they don't exist. Every success she achieves increases the distance between them. Pride and heartbreak intertwine in ways that would break most families. The Westmorelands endure in silence. Summer 1943. Paramount drops Dona Drake's contract. No explanation. No scandal. Just a decision made in executive offices by men who created Dona Drake and now discard her. 2 years of building her image, placing her in films, generating publicity, then nothing. One day she's on the lot, the next day her parking pass doesn't work. Paramount wasn't kind to their invention, someone later observes. The rejection triggers something in Eunice's body. She starts having seizures. Doctors eventually diagnose epilepsy, though they note stress as a likely factor. The constant performance, the daily fear of exposure, the inability to ever fully relax, it manifests physically. Her body keeps the score of every lie told, every truth swallowed. She continues working, taking smaller roles in B pictures and independent films. Kansas City Confidential in 1952 gives her a substantial part as Teresa, a sympathetic love interest in a crime drama. But the trajectory has shifted. She's no longer rising. She's managing decline while maintaining a fiction that grows heavier each year. 1951 brings simultaneous joy and terror. Pregnancy. For most expectant mothers, questions revolve around health and happiness. For Dona Drake, an additional fear looms. What will the baby look like? Will her child's features reveal the truth she's spent decades hiding? She spends 9 months wondering if her own body will betray her ultimate secret. When daughter Nia arrives, relief mixes with love. The baby's appearance raises no questions. Travilla is the proud father, Donna the glowing mother. For a moment, perhaps, she can pretend this is a normal family. But normal families don't have grandparents who must stay hidden. Normal families don't require constant vigilance against discovery. Travilla watches his wife struggle. He later describes her inability to step out of character. Even at home, even with him, she can't fully drop the performance. Is she Donna in the morning when she wakes? Is she Eunice when she sings Nia to sleep? The boundaries blur until perhaps she doesn't know herself. The house fills with exotic pets. Travilla brings back birds, turtles, ocelots, and even a monkey from his travels. The menagerie provides distraction, something to talk about besides the truths that can't be spoken. By 1956, the marriage that survived legal jeopardy and social danger can't survive the weight of maintained fiction. Donna and Travilla separate. They don't divorce. Perhaps love remains. Perhaps divorce would invite scrutiny. They live apart, but maintain appearances. Travilla still escorts Donna to events when necessary, keeping gossip columnists from asking uncomfortable questions. Travilla's career soars. He designs costumes for the biggest stars, including the white dress Marilyn Monroe made immortal in The 7-Year Itch. His wife retreats further from public life. The distance between them isn't just physical. He's becoming part of Hollywood's golden circle while she's being erased from it. March 1960. They appear together on Groucho Marx's You Bet Your Life. Travilla showcases his designs. He brings Donna on stage as his elegantly dressed wife. Groucho asks about her movies. The woman who once commanded stages, who led orchestras, who kissed Bob Hope in historic scenes, stumbles. She can't confidently recall her own filmography. She looks momentarily lost, as if she's forgotten not just the films, but who she was supposed to be in them. It's painful to watch because we're seeing someone who's lost track of their own story, or rather, their stories. Which version should she tell? Which persona should she inhabit? The vibrant Donna Drake is gone. What remains is a woman exhausted from decades of performance. The breaking point came in 1967. Nia is 16. Donna makes a decision that must have shattered what remained of her heart. She gives custody to Travilla. She can no longer care for her daughter. The mental health struggles, the epilepsy, the weight of endless deception. She can't be the mother Nia needs. Travilla takes their daughter. He remains devoted to Donna as a friend, but she retreats further into isolation. The 1970s and 1980s pass quietly for the woman who was once Hollywood's Mexican tornado. She lives in Los Angeles, a city full of forgotten stars, but her obscurity runs deeper. Other faded actresses can at least claim their histories. Eunice Westmoreland can't even do that. 1986 brings an unexpected moment of recognition. Organizers of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade invite the 71-year-old Donna Drake to ride on a float. She accepts. Frail but smiling, she waves at crowds who don't recognize her. Children point at the nice old lady. Their parents might vaguely recall the name from old movies on television. Nobody knows they're watching a woman who integrated Hollywood love scenes without anyone noticing. June 20th, 1989. Donna Drake dies of respiratory failure and pneumonia at age 74. Newspapers run brief obituaries. They mention her films, her marriage to Travilla, her image as a Latin beauty who brightened wartime screens. They don't mention Eunice Westmoreland. They don't mention Joseph and Novella, who lost their daughter long before she died. They don't mention the 4 siblings who could never publicly claim their famous sister. The woman who spent her life performing finally exits the stage, taking her truth with her. Only now, through census records and careful research, do we know who Donna Drake really was. Eunice Westmoreland wasn't just a woman who passed for white or Latina. She was an African-American performer who helped integrate Hollywood while the industry and audience remained oblivious. That kiss with Bob Hope happened 7 years before Hollywood would officially acknowledge interracial romance. She broke barriers nobody knew existed. But what kind of victory is it when you can't claim it? Donna Drake exists now in a strange space, not quite fitting the narrative of Black Hollywood trailblazers because she never publicly claimed that identity, not sitting among celebrated Latin actresses because that identity was fabrication. Modern Hollywood talks about representation and authenticity. Actors celebrate their heritage, their communities, their truths. Yet how many still feel pressure to minimize their backgrounds, to code switch, to perform palatability? How many small erasures still happen daily in pursuit of success? The tragedy isn't just that Eunice Westmoreland had to become Donna Drake. It's that she had to become her so completely that Eunice ceased to exist. The system that denied her authentic success also denied her authentic failure. She couldn't even struggle as herself. We know her name now. Both names. All the names. Eunice Westmoreland, Una Villon, Rita Rio, Rita Novella, Donna Drake. Each identity a response to a world that wouldn't accept the first one. Each transformation a testament to talent that transcended every barrier except the ultimate one. The barrier that prevented her from transcending as herself. The research that uncovered Donna Drake's truth also uncovered something else. She wasn't alone. Freddie Washington refused to hide her race and lost leading roles. Merle Oberon hid her Anglo-Indian ancestry behind stories of Tasmania. The entertainment industry created a system where erasure was the price of entry for anyone outside narrow definitions of acceptability. The golden age of Hollywood created dreams and nightmares in equal measure. For Eunice Westmoreland, they were inseparable. Every dream achieved required a nightmare endured. She was a star who couldn't shine as herself, a pioneer who couldn't claim her ground, a woman who became somebody else so thoroughly that finding her way back became impossible.